Good morning. It's Tuesday, September 14th, 2010. I'm in Hope, New Jersey, and the paper is chock full of very interesting, informative articles, which I will have to cover for you today because they're very important to me. One is about how young men, I guess it's always men, are led into confessing for crimes that they did not commit, but were coerced into it by leading information, giving them details that they could not have otherwise known, and then saying, how did they know it? Secondly, there's an article by a voodoo priest in the African country of Benin, B-E-N-I-N, and he talks about trying to promote voodoo. Why not? Why not? The third is about my man, Newt Gingrich. I used to like Newt Gingrich. I used to think he had some kind of interesting, creative thoughts, and he does. But he went just over the line today. And let me read the article. Newt Gingrich said President Obama exhibited Kenyan anti-colonial behavior. Kenyan anti-colonial behavior. An observation that drew angry, if puzzled, responses from Democrats on Monday and raised questions about Mr. Gingrich's meaning and motivation. Yes, it would. Mr. Gingrich, who is considering a bid for the Republican presidential nomination in 2012, made the comments over the weekend to National Review online. He was quoted by the conservative website as saying, "What if Obama is so outside our comprehension that only if you understand Kenyan anti-colonial behavior can you begin to piece together his actions. That is the most accurate predictive model for his behavior. Kenyan anti-colonialism." And I'm beginning to think that only if you understand American abolitionist behavior can you understand Newt Gingrich's actions. Mr. Gingrich's comments drew sharp rebukes from the Democratic National Committee, which accused him of stoking the false rumors about Mr. Obama's heritage and birthright. Okay. This crushes the hopes of those who thought that Gingrich could bring ideas instead of smears to what the GOP was offering, said Hari Sevugan, the committee's press secretary. He's not a reasonable man that some thought he could be. He's proven he's just like the rest of them, with a worldview shaped by the most radical and fringe elements of the Republican Party, which are more dominant with each passing day. The White House press secretary, Robert Gibbs, told George Stephanopoulos on Good Morning America on ABC, quote, "I don't even have, quite frankly, George, the slightest idea what he's talking about." Well, I do. Newt Gingrich is comparing President Obama to, say, a Kenyan leader who is trying to rally the troops into a revolution against colonialism. And the colonialism is the Republican rule in the United States, or the establishment rule in the United States, or the rich people's rule in the United States, or maybe even white people's rule in the United States. And he's trying to bring about an overthrow of the government. I mean, it's very clear what he's saying. I'm sure that Robert Gibbs knew exactly what he was saying. And he's calling him a Kenyan, and you have to understand Kenyan politics to understand Obama. And like I said, you must understand abolitionist politics in the late 1800s to understand Newt Gingrich, I suppose. And it's just a deep, dangerous, bigoted slur by Newt Gingrich. And people will say anything to promote themselves and to promote their cause. And Newt Gingrich has proven that he's no different than the rest of us. He'll say anything to get himself some attention, like a good Koran burner, just to get some attention. And he's calling President Obama a Kenyan. He's calling him a Kenyan revolutionist, a Kenyan leader. You know, some poorly educated revolutionary leader against colonialism. And the colonialism is the Republican Party. And it's just crazy to have somebody like Newt Gingrich in charge who can say things like that.